Welcome to Football Scientific. I am the professor of football science, Aaron Sauter. I am a writer for FootballAnalysisOne.com. Check out my power rankings entering Week 14 NFL season. They published this morning. You should check them out. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good material going into Week 14 of NFL season if you're a NFL enthusiast like I am. Also, I write for CFLNewsHub.com. I cover the Hamilton Tigercats, and UFLNewsHub.com. I cover the Orlando Storm, new team coming in this year. Not really. They're moving from a different place. What we're going to do today is go through some NFL signings, some CFL signings, a little bit of IFL news, and then our predictions for tonight's Thursday night football game for Week 14, and then the college championship games start tomorrow, and we're going to go through our predictions for the Friday night games and kind of compare them up with how we predicted things would happen in college football and our power rankings in the preseason, okay? So with that in mind, let's dig into it. I am joined by my guest host, Tyler the Tiger. Tyler the Tiger here, ready to go. Remember, Football Scientific is sponsored by W Energy Drinks. We will have a link in the comment section or something like that. And we have a promo code, which is all caps, Football Scientific, no space, to get 30% off all W products. And I sent an email yesterday saying if we can move some product, then we will get our own flavor of W Energy Drink. And that sounds pretty cool. I want Tyler the Tiger pineapple juice. Is that a good answer? I don't know. That sounds weird. We should probably think of something punchier, like Tyler the Tiger, the trash bin. Trash bin? Nah, that's not very nice. That's not very nice. Oh, well. Professor, you look tired and thirsty. Are you tired and thirsty? I'm a little bit tired and thirsty. Well, maybe you should have some W Energy Drink. My favorite flavor is Blue Raz Purple Grape. Do you have any Blue Raz Purple Grape? I do, in a cup. Sweet. Can I taste it? Sure. That tastes great. And you know what it doesn't do? Make me jittery. It makes me hype, but not jittery. That's pretty cool. All right, Professor, drink up and let's get this going. W Energy Drink is our sponsor. Let's get a flavor named after us. You gotta go buy some W. Come on, get it together. Oh yeah, that W Energy Drink, it's just right. Okay, let's be better. Be better, let's break it down. Okay, let's break it down, here we go. So first, in the NFL, okay, some odds and ends from the last couple of days. As I was writing power rankings, I didn't get a chance to do a show yesterday, but you know how it is. Okay, so Washington Commanders, looks like Jaden Daniels he's practicing full out now. He started off limited practice earlier this week. He's practicing full out now, so he might play. He might play on Sunday. I don't know why you would. Just keep Marcus Mariota in there late in the season. That's what I'm saying. Jaden Daniels wants to play, though, so I guess, give him a shot. Buffalo Bills claimed former Steelers cornerback Darius Slay off of waivers yesterday, but something happened. Darius Slay was hoping to be picked up by the Philadelphia Eagles off waivers, and he got picked by Buffalo first. So he's saying he's probably going to retire unless he can go to the Eagles. He's trying to use some leverage to get out of the Buffalo Bills situation. Cleveland Browns, they have designated quarterback Deshaun Watson to return to practice. He has a 21-day window starting today. He might return. That's how bad Shedeur Sanders has been, and Dylan Gabriel, and all these other guys, that they're bringing back Deshaun Watson even though they're planning to get rid of him. Crazy. Maybe they finally got to their senses and said, we're paying this guy like millions of dollars. Maybe he should play. Detroit Lions, wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown. Earlier this week, it seemed like he was practicing. He was questionable. And he might play tonight against the Cowboys, but now they're saying, nah, it doesn't seem even realistic. So they'll probably be without Amon-Ra St. Brown. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they opened a 21 practice day window for wide receiver Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan. So they're trying to get back to full strength before we hit the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, they got to win some games. The Panthers are right behind them in the NFC South. Okay, Baltimore Ravens. They signed an extension yesterday with tight end Mark Andrews. So much for dropping the pass in the 2-point conversion last year. Cost them a trip to the AFC Championship game. They have extended tight end Mark Andrews to a 3-year deal for $39.3 million. So he's going to be with them for 3 more seasons to drop some more passes. Minnesota Vikings. It looks like J.J. McCarthy it was a full participant in practice. It looks like he might play instead of Max Brosmer. I wonder why. 4 interceptions and 1 for a touchdown. J.J. McCarthy may look a lot better after Max Brosmer got done doing what he does. Houston Texans claimed cornerback Jamarcus Irvin off of waivers after Buffalo placed him on waivers. They placed him after picking up Darius Slay. I bet they kind of wish they had him back because Darius Slay is like, man, I'm not going to play for y'all. Detroit Lions, they played tonight against Dallas. They placed tight end Brock Wright on the IR. They signed cornerback Nick Whiteside from their practice roster to the active roster. He played in the UFL. And they elevated wide receiver Malik Cunningham from the practice squad to the active roster, most likely because they know Amon-Ra St. Brown's not going to be able to play. Boom. NFL and NFLPA came to an agreement today that they're going to make a list of approved, like they're going to agree upon different field surfaces of natural grass and artificial grass, and they're going to make a list that teams will have to pick from when they change their field. They think that's going to solve a lot of these ankle and knee and all that injuries. They're blaming the field. I blame training techniques. I bet they're overtraining something somehow, probably plyometrics, and that's why it's popping a bunch of Achilles. But they're blaming the field. So now they've come to an agreement to select the fields that a team can pick to use in the NFL. Philadelphia Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter is not going to play on Monday Night Football. He just had a procedure done today on both his shoulders, probably just cleaning him out a little bit. But they probably just scoped him. But they're not going to have him. And that's going to be a pretty big game for them. If they lose that game, they're going to probably, the Cowboys, if they beat the Lions tonight, will probably be tied with them and maybe go ahead of them in the division. Okay, very soon. Washington Commanders activated that defensive end Drake Jackson this week from the IR, and they released safety Darnell Savage. Okay. Buffalo Bills, as mentioned, Darius Slay does not want to play for Buffalo. He's not going to go up there to report the practice squad. He's just telling, hey man, I'm probably going to retire unless y'all release me. So he's trying to flex his leverage, which is just not showing up. In the IFL, the Fishers Freight signed 2 players. They re-signed wide receiver JT Stokes, and they re-signed kicker Caleb Sutherland. Now, I was going to do a full tracking of the IFL signings, but I noticed my episodes with that are IFL oriented don't have a lot of followers. I guess it's a niche league. So I don't get a lot of action on that. So I'll probably start really coverage at IFL in January when I start the UFL back in hardcore. Well, of course, we do CFL and NFL all the time. So. Boom. Next, I got some predictions and betting guides here. For first, tonight, Dallas Cowboys and Detroit Lions. Dallas Cowboys defense is playing a lot better since their trade deadline moves. Their offense has been one of the top 4 offenses in the league pretty much the whole season. Detroit seems to be reeling. They're going to be missing Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're missing their tight end, Sam Laporta. They are reeling. They really need to win this game to maintain a wild card position. Otherwise, Dallas is going to jump in front. This is a big game. Weird for a Thursday night to have a big game, but this is a big game. Almost like a playoff game. I got Dallas winning this game in Detroit, 30-27. I just think they're more motivated. I think the Lions know they're about to, it's about to be a short season. Cowboys, I think are going to beat them 30-27. That's 57 total points. DraftKings says Lions win by 3, but I say no way, man. Cowboys win. But I was betting on it. I take the Cowboys into 3 points anyway. That's an easy bet. And I would take over 54.5 points. And I'm saying Cowboys win that game. And I put my money on the Cowboys too. Boom. Conference Championship Week starts for college football. I will have, I think tomorrow I'll put together my college football playoff predictions. I don't like to harp on about that because I think the FBS college football playoffs is really a joke. I'd rather have them have the FCS format, but they're not going to do that because there's too much money involved, which skews a lot of things in the FBS. That national championship has never been legit to me. Okay. The same. Conference USA, conference championship game tomorrow. Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State, both surprising teams. I predict Kennesaw State's going to win that game against Jacksonville State 31-30. Coming into the game, Kennesaw State's 7.5-point favorites. I think Jacksonville will push them to the edge. So I'm taking the 7.5 points and putting my money on the Jacksonville Gamecocks, Jacksonville State Gamecocks. 60.5 points to the over-under. I'm going 61 and going over that. I am picking Kennesaw to win the game, though, officially, but Jacksonville to cover. In my preview, I didn't have Kansas State or Jacksonville State in the championship game, so that was a miss. And it's been a wide open Conference USA race. Not that anyone's noticed, I don't think. All right, next, Sun Belt Conference. I had picked James Madison to be playing Louisiana Lafayette in this championship game. It ended up being James Madison, I got that one right, and Troy University, the Trojans. So we got Troy University Trojans at number 25, James Madison Dukes. I firmly believe that James Madison Dukes are going to win this game. I have them win this game 35-14. They're just very good. And Troy, so I got James Madison winning 35-14. DraftKings has them winning by 23.5. I just don't think it's going to be a blowout like that. I think Troy will have some pride and try to keep it close. I haven't keep it within 21. So I'm taking Troy and the 23.5 points. It's a big spread. And 46.5 is the over-under. I'm going over on that. Okay. Next, Mountain West Conference tomorrow night. Their conference championship game. We got UNLV at Boise State. I picked this one right out, man. This was one where I got both right. UNLV and Boise State. What do I see happening? I see this being a hard-fought game, and I see Boise winning at probably the last drive. It's going to be a very exciting game, and they're going to win the last drive, 32-27, 59 total points being scored. Boise State is currently a 5.5-point favorite, according to DraftKings, but I'm taking UNLV in the points, just barely. I think they'll cover the spread. They want to have a chance to win this thing after getting blown out last year by Boise State. And they weren't blown out, but they got beat. Boo. Over-under 57.5. I'm going over with 59 points. Finally, in the American Athletic Conference Championship game, I picked Tulane to face. Who did I have them facing? Tulane versus Navy in this championship game. But it ended up being upstart North Texas. Actually, it's number 24 North Texas at number 20 Tulane. Most likely, this would be the most exciting of these games, although UNLV and Boise State could be exciting. North Texas and Tulane are both fighting for a chance to be in the college football playoff, though, so this would feel like a playoff game. Before the playoffs, it's going to be like a group of 6 playoff game. It's probably the one to watch. Number 24, North Texas, travels to number 20, Tulane. I have North Texas winning this game 35-32 with their explosive offense. Tulane will try to shorten the game with their option offense at 67 total points. DraftKings says North Texas wins by 2.5, and I say I think they're going to win, so I'm picking them on the money line. Over-under 66.5. I'm taking the over at 67, so I'm taking North Texas on the money line. Okay, we'll have shorts about those games in the next few days. Boom. And the CFL, several moves were made. Saskatchewan Roughriders have signed American wide receiver Colin Brunstein. They signed American running back Marcus Major Jr. Ottawa Redblacks signed national running back Daniel Adebayo. And Winnipeg Blue Bombers signed American defensive lineman Arnold Young. Okay, and he played Division III football. That's pretty cool that he's going to be playing in the CFL. Okay. The Saskatchewan Roughriders have already made a move. Teams are re-signing their free agents when they get a chance, coming to agreement. Saskatchewan Roughriders already made the decision to extend Quarterback Trevor Harris's career with Saskatchewan to a 1-year contract extension. He's going to get paid pretty well for winning the Grey Cup, and he gets an extra year on that contract. Boo! In case you missed it, the Toronto Argonauts have hired a new head coach, Mike Miller, who's been their quarterback coach. They're also bringing in John Huffnagel, who used to be the head coach and then GM at Calgary Stampeders. He's coming as a senior advisor to help Mike Miller, probably because he had pink hair last time I saw him. And I think they're trying to make sure they got an adult in the room. Mike Miller says their number one quarterback is going to be Chad Kelly. So we'll see if Chad Kelly actually plays next year. Hopefully not. I like Toronto bad. That makes me feel good. As a Tiger Cats fan, I like that. Calgary Stampeders re-signed offensive lineman Bruce Davis. I don't know. BC Lions also re-signed a top receiver in the CFL wide receiver Keon Hatcher to a multi-year extension. So he's getting paid. Montreal Alouettes, they signed SMU receiver Cale Sanders Jr. So they're trying to reload so they can get back over the hump. Saskatchewan Rough Riders, I already mentioned this. Houston Texans, okay, this is different. Worked out. Devin Verasuck from the Tiger Cats. I hope he doesn't get the job. We're very unpleasant about that, but I hope the Texans don't get Devin Verasuck because he's one of our best players. He's a good replacement for Savani Lawrence, and he's a Canadian. So, I mean, hopefully Devin Verasuck gets to stay with Hamilton. But I guess if you got a chance to play with the Houston Texans, that would be okay. Ottawa Red Blacks, they re-signed national running back Daniel Adebayo. I mentioned that already. Okay, the Red Blacks also signed a bunch of other people. So first, they signed for first-time signings, defensive tackle Jelani Stafford, defensive lineman Dennis Briggs Jr., defensive lineman Trayvon Rybelin, defensive back Iverson Brown. And then they re-signed defensive lineman Jesse Irvin, I guess, and Ramon Perdier, and a wide receiver Latrell Jones, and linebacker J.K. Petty. Okay, so that is our football scientific news of the day. NFL, CFL, IFL, just touching on all the FLs. We got our predictions. I'm going to make it short tonight for that Dallas-Detroit prediction. Remember, we are sponsored by W Energy. Be better with W Energy. If you order some W Energy with our promo code FOOTBALLSCIENTIFIC, we may get a drink named after us, and that'd be pretty cool. Or a shaker cup or something, you know. All that would be pretty nifty. We would like that, and we like the sponsorship. I haven't made any money off or anything, but that would be cool. Not that we're selling out, but. We'll see what happens, you know. We'll have those predictions up. Check out my articles on FootballAnalysisOne.com. Power rankings are huge. Next, the CFLNewsHub.com. Check out my Tiger Cats articles about what moves they're making to build their roster. And then in the near future, UFLNewsHub.com. I'll write about the Orlando Storm. I did write an article maybe a month ago about who I think their new head coach should be. But I thought they were going to make moves on that, but they're not making moves till January, so we're kind of just chilling. Also, next week, the CFL schedule comes out for 2026, so I'll reference that in some articles, okay? So that is Football Scientific. I am the professor of football science, Aaron Sauter, and we are closing the Football Scientific portal for tonight.